What's up? Matt from Urchfab. It's part 21 on the Mongrel build. And today I'm going to start making the rollover jig so we can get this thing spinning around, and then we can get it off to be blasted, and it's going to be much nicer to work on once everything's clean on it. And yeah, so I'm just going to do a simple design as possible. The idea is I need to be able to wheel this onto my truck with it on the jig, and then wheel it off at the blasters so he can blast it on the jig and then wheel it back on the truck. So I'm going to have 4 quite big wheels, wide enough apart so they'll actually go onto the truck, and I'm going to have them all pointing straight instead of having casters that can swivel and move around. And the reason for that is just so that I can just line it up and then drag it up onto the truck. It's not going to move anywhere. And when it comes to moving it about in the shop, I can just stick a jack under it, pull one end around and shuffle it around like that. So it's not going to be as convenient for moving it around in the workshop, but it's going to be a lot better for just taking it to get it blasted. So I've just got some box, some bits of scrap for making the brackets that'll actually bolt to the car, and then we've got a tube that fits pretty well inside the other one for making the, obviously this will go to the stationary part, this will go on the car, and they'll be able to just rotate. Then we'll make some sort of locking system where we can lock it in position. So this is my highly technical drawing. So we just need width wide enough for the, so it'll go on the truck, and then just a triangle with the larger tube at the top. This will be the side profile. Then we'll have a leg coming out the middle. Put a little brace in or something like that. And no wheel on the front here. And then we'll just have a bar that will come all the way across, and then it will just bolt through. So this will be one solid bar, you know, with 4 wheels either end. Bit of a change of plan. I'm not going to have enough material to do it how I wanted to do it, so what I'll do is same design, but instead of having a triangle, have a T like that. Now I put a couple of outriggers to triangulate this. I've got some 25 by 50, so I just put a couple of outriggers down to brace that. So just going to replicate that now. So I've got 2 of them. drill a hole in it, stick an R-clip in there, job done. What are those things called with the... Probably a bad idea. When I don't need it to be mobile, I can just pull 4 clips out, take the wheels off, and it'll sit on the floor and it's not going to go anywhere. So really what I should have done is got everything in, all the bracing in, before I fully welded everything up. If you're ever making something and it's vital that you keep it square, you want to get as many of the components in as possible before you go around and fully weld everything, because then all the extra little parts that you've tacked in will help keep the whole thing square. Kind of like if you're bolting something together, you get all the bolts in loose before you fully tighten everything. You don't go around, tighten one fully and move on to the next. So I've got both of the ends finished now, other than some sort of, other than like a locking pin. This part will have like a disc on it with a load of holes in it, and then I'd probably just have like a tab with a bolt on it so you can spin it around to where you want it, wind the bolt in and it will lock it. So next video I'm just going to be making the brackets that will fit onto the front and the back of the car. The tricky thing is finding the exact centre line of the car so that it'll rotate without being overweighted on one side. So I want to be able to rotate the car by myself without too much effort. And there's not really any way of working that out exactly, so you just got to make an educated guess. Also, the mounts on the back of the car are slightly lower than the mounts on the front of the car, so trying to work out the exact distances for that is going to be very difficult to measure. So again, it's going to be a bit of a guess, but I think we'll be able to get it close enough. The risk is if you get it wrong, you'll go to rotate it and it will bind up where this is trying to pull itself one angle or another, where you haven't got like the axis sort of right through the middle. If it's off like too far up on one side, it's going to be trying to pull this as it rotates. It's going to be trying to pull it like that, and yeah, it will just bind up and won't work. So yeah, need to get those done, strip all the rest of the running gear out the back of the car so that the shell's as light as possible. Yeah, I think by the end of the next video we should have it bolted on and be able to roll it around, and I can use these with no wheels on for the minute. And now I need to get another length of box, which I'll connect the two together with the box before I put the wheels on, and then it'll be one rolling thing. But yeah, that is it for this one. Cheers for watching. See you on the next one.